Hey, willkommen zu einem neuen Video von uns. Schön, dass ihr wieder dabei seid. Wir haben euch ja schon mal vor ein paar Wochen ein neues Format, würde ich es mal nennen, vorgestellt. Und zwar, dass wir einfach fremde Schiffe von anderen Leuten zeigen. Und da drehen wir heute Part 2. Wir zeigen euch heute eine SWAN, und zwar die erste, die überhaupt hergestellt wurde. Und die gehört Benjamin. Ben. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Hey, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm fine.
Welcome on board. Come on.
Okay. Okay, Benjamin, who are you? Just tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, I'm Benjamin. I'm a French guy living in Sweden. So I moved here about like 14 years ago. Right now I'm working at IKEA as like a product owner, so working with home smart and new technology. Yeah, and I'm the happy owner of this beauty, Hedda, which is like a SWAN 36 from 1969.
Okay, wir befinden uns hier auf dem Schiff von Benjamin und es ist eine SWAN 36. Ja, sieht auf jeden Fall richtig schick aus. Aus welchem Jahr ist die nochmal? 90... which year?
1969 actually.
1969. Okay.
So like, if you want to talk a bit about like dimensions, so like the boat is like 30 feet long, which is like 10.99, 2.95 m wide. I think I've got a draft of like a 187, okay. And the mast goes up to like 13 meters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's quite a cool mast. It's like the original from the boat. It's like made of aluminium. It's like over 200 kilos. So that's one of the most robust ever made, apparently, according to the manufacturer.
Can you tell us about the history about the boat? Or?
Yeah, sure. So actually, this boat, so it's one of the first model that was created by SWAN. So that's one of the model actually created the legend of the brand. So they were designed by Sparkman and Stevens in the 60s. So the original plan actually of the boat was to be a wooden boat, but it's been modified to be one of the first one that was made out of fiberglass. Okay. And that's what made the success of that series. So actually there's been a lot of like innovation with it, like the short keel, like quite far aft like a rudder. Yeah. And there's been a lot of like really cool stuff done there actually. So this model is actually the smallest that SWAN has ever made. It's also the cheapest. Yeah, and that's I mean that's basically what made that brand a success. Starting with those boats, so made in Finland, super good quality. I think the hull is like that thick and they're pretty much indestructible.
Yeah. Do you know if it's still like it? That the hull is so thick?
I don't know for the new ones, but like I'm sure they do pretty good quality.
Yeah, they
like,
still do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and out of those boats, there were like 90 that were built in the world. I think 7 were destroyed in a fire, and all the other ones, they're still sailing today, actually.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice to know.
Yes.
Okay, let's go into the cockpit. First SWAN, which is made out of fiberglass.
It's the first SWAN model ever. So like, yeah. You've got the wheel there, which is like super small, but actually you can really move it with one finger. It's like a super sensitive direction. Right? Yeah.
It's cool. Yep. It's nice.
Yeah, you've got
in this one.
Like old school compass as well, like still working today. Quite like the rustic aspect to it, but it's
no, it looks great.
Yeah, it's nice to get all those like little classic detail and like.
Because it's a classic boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, still some work in progress. I've redone all the wood on the cockpit right now, and it's just like slowly starting up the renovation of the wood and the cosmetic outside, basically. One stuff that's maybe pretty cool to show you is like actually all the stay. They're made of like a pure stainless steel. It's not cable. It's like a rod of stainless steel that's like cold pressed, and it looks pretty solid actually. Yeah. That's a solar panel. So actually, that's I just put it last week. It's a little solar-powered ventilator.
That's cute.
So you got like drying out all the ropes and stuff like that. And,
That's nice.
Yeah.
So this is it a dryer or just a vent?
It's a ventilator. So actually, I found that on eBay for like 50 euros. That was pretty good. Yeah.
And did you cut it this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So, also das hier ist ein Solarpanel und das treibt einen Ventilator an von drin. And this is just storage room, or do you...
Yeah.
And do you get access from inside there?
No, actually you don't.
Okay.
So like that's one of the stuff with all boats. Like they're quite narrow on the back.
Yeah.
So you've got like quite limited storage space there, and you're gonna see inside as well. Like even though it's a 36, it probably feels more like the boat your size, like 32 inside.
Yeah.
But what's good with like narrow back actually, that is really good for like big weather. And if you got wave coming from the back, actually they just go under the boat. So you don't get that surfing where the ass is like lifted up. You really, the boat is going straight in all kind of point of sails.
Wir kennen das ja schon vom Fiete, dass es hinten relativ schmal ist. Da hatten wir das ja auch eigentlich. Das sah eigentlich genauso aus, nur ein kleiner, dass hinten dann in der Mitte eine Luke ist für ein Fach, um die Leine und so weiter zu verstauen. Sieht ziemlich schnittig aus auf jeden Fall.
Ja, auf jeden Fall.
So what about the performance? You think it's a good sailor?
I think it's an amazing sailor actually.
Yeah.
Like I mean that's one of the reasons I got that boat today actually. I mean I've always dreamed of those because they look really cool.
Yeah.
And last summer I got the chance to go try one. There was one for sale and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go have a look and give it a shot. My first impression was like, nah, there's just too much work. I don't want to take another boat renovation project. And then one thing leading to another, I went for a test sail on the boat and then like I didn't want to let it go. Like I couldn't get that boat out of my head, and then that's the one we're sitting on today.
That's great.
The main reason was the performance.
Yeah. So actually, I mean, it sails really good. It's one of those boats. It's you got best of both worlds because it's quite heavy. So it's like 7 tons. So it's super stable. It's called like semi-heavy displacement, which means that it's still like cut through water, so it's not flying on top. But I mean, we go to like speed at like easily 7 knots on all points of sails, and it's, I mean, the way I would describe the sailing, it's like carving with a hot knife through butter. So you got like the both like stable and lively at the same time, and I think it's pretty amazing. I mean, the boat just turns and reacts super fast. I mean, you turn the wheel like 5 centimeters, the boat's gonna move immediately.
Yeah.
And it's brilliantly balanced, and it's beautiful actually.
Yeah,
You changed all the...
Yeah, I changed
This
some.
one looks, it's a new...
Yeah. So I got like I mean that stuff is still original from the boat, but they had a weird system with a winch there, so...
the winch over there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep some of the classic, but also I like to get like the modern stuff for sailing, using lots of like low friction rings and those kind of things, because like I think it really helps the performance and handling the boat, and it doesn't really take away too much of the classic look. So I'm trying to keep the classic feeling to the boat, but I don't really want to compromise on performance to get like the old school wooden blocks basically.
How you call this one?
Low friction ring.
Low friction.
There's a pretty cool one actually if you look on the side of the boat where the jib sheet is going. So you got those stuff, they really like to replace blocks.
Yeah.
So actually I mean they...
To replace blocks, okay.
Yeah. So it's
and that's better.
I mean I prefer that because like first usually they make less noise so they don't like tangle around.
So is it a new technique?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've never seen that before.
It's an Italian company called Untitled, and they do a lot of pretty cool stuff actually. So when I can, I'm trying to replace blocks by those like low friction ring. I think they're indestructible, they don't age, they don't break, and it's like pretty straightforward. Like either they work or they don't, and there's no fiddling around. I find the lines they get less tangled with it, so I'm really happy with that. I think it's a good stuff to get.
What do you have here?
So we've got actually all the engine control that are in that box.
Yes.
It's a bit weird ergonomically, but I think you get used to it. I like the fact that when you're sailing, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But my plan, I really want to change all the engine. I want to go electric at some point as well. I think it's the future of sailing, and that would be just great on boats like that, not having an engine to worry about. It's up and down to get the artle trimming.
I don't know.
You know the back corner of the sail that comes here, to pull it backwards to get more tension on the...
Unterstütze.
What?
I don't know what they were thinking, because like when you want to trim that stuff, if the sail is out, like you're completely screwed basically. So
True.
yeah, so it's like I mean, it looks very pretty and it's super nice, but like
it's not really useful.
No, I mean like I think to be fair, use that mostly when you're close hauling. So then like the sail's supposed to be inside the cockpit, but like I wouldn't give them credit for the ergonomics on that one.
Okay. Das hier ist ja der Unterliegsspanner und wir dachten erst so, boah, richtig special, voll cool irgendwie, sieht ja auch ziemlich oldschool aus mit der Kurbel und so weiter. Aber wenn man darüber nachdenkt, dass wenn man jetzt vorm Wind segelt oder so und der Baum halt ganz weit draußen ist und du willst deinen Unterlieg spannen, dann ist es halt so, ergibt es gar keinen Sinn, weil du musst den Baum erstmal ranholen und um das Unterlieg zu spannen. Ja.
The it's very old school, right?
Yeah. That's like 60s stuff like that. I don't think they do like that anymore. And even if they do, they really shouldn't. Like,
Should we go in the front?
Yeah, to the next.
Yeah.
So actually, before there was like an old winch that was connected with a cable.
Yeah.
So you had the cable going all the way up and down, but like there was like, you know, piece of metal sticking out, so I had to use like protection gloves to get the mainsail up and down. So like decided to put that there. I think I'm kind of planning to get both winch back into the cockpit, but I think for now that's a good upgrade. So it's like some old school Anderson winch. There's like two on the other side. Yeah.
It's the first and second reef, or what is it?
No, so actually I've got two more winch on the boom for the reefs on each side. Actually here you've got the jib halyard there.
Yeah.
Here you got like another stay. And then I've got like a Spinnaker halyard.
Das hier ist einfach für den Spinnakerbaum. Die Halterung habe ich auch noch nie gesehen. I never seen it before.
Yeah, that's like old school as well.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
I've seen it. Where's your anchor?
Oh, that's in the back locker. It's like a old school on a rope.
Yeah. So you every time when you anchor, you just go with it in the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
Old school. So you've got the anchor there with all the line, and you to sit in the water and use your hand or the winch to get it up and down, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anchoring not that easy.
Maybe we should use it today. Mal Staubsaugen?
Ja.
Ein Staubsauger wäre nicht schlecht.
Ja.
Ja, was? Wir haben noch nie einen benutzt.
Und warum kriege ich den jetzt?
Damit drin mehr Platz ist.
Der Staubsauger kommt jetzt raus, weil man muss nämlich sagen, es ist halt 34 Fuß, aber trotzdem deutlich weniger Wohnraum. Wenn ich jetzt hier stehe und Hefandeli sehe und man sieht so, wie breit dieses Schiff ist, und im Vergleich zu diesem hier ist das da hinten natürlich viel, viel komfortabler, aber auch gar kein Vergleich, was Segelperformance und Geschichte und Charakter und so angeht. Deswegen musste der Staubsauger jetzt raus und dafür darf ich rein. Let's go! Okay, jetzt sind wir drin.
Ja, es sieht sehr geräumig aus. Hier ist richtig viel Platz. Das denkt man von draußen mal wieder gar nicht. So wie immer eigentlich.
We'll come inside, so that's like it's like old school interior from the 60s. So actually, like this model, I think came with like two different interior design. So that one is the one with like the long kitchen on one side, and they have another one that's a bit more balanced with like a tinier kitchen where the chart table is and like a double seat. Yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, lot of teak all around, so it feels very solid and pretty heavy. I mean, still a bit of work to do on the finishing, but it's getting there gently.
Okay, so this is gas, stuff, and
so it's like original gas stuff from Finland, actually. Like figure out like they still have that brand today, but they don't do that model anymore. That's probably for the best. Very important, my coffee machine. So I'm working from the boat quite often, and I'm very happy to get that one up and running, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. The mast going all the way down to the keel.
Yes.
Usually gives like super good like structural strength to the boat, and yeah, you've got like good balance of all the efforts there.
Hier haben wir den Kartentisch und dann sind hier einfach zwei Hundekojen. Die sehen relativ groß aus. Da können dann auch jede Menge Leute schlafen.
Show us the front. Okay, here's a toilet. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a seawater toilet or compost?
So actually, I've got that one is officially it's connected to the sea directly. I've ordered a compost toilet actually, so that one's coming in the next couple of weeks, and I'm quite happy to change for that.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's a better option than a septic tank actually.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the front cabin. So yeah, quite a big locker in the front there that's full with like sails and spinnaker and stuff like that.
Okay, how many sails you have?
I think they've got just like one spinnaker down there. and I think that's it for now. Like yeah.
And the main sail.
You got main and the Genoa, so it's like a 120%. I think I'm gonna probably try to get like a smaller jib because usually it's quite good in rough weather and yeah. So like either like a small storm sail for the front to balance the boat, or like yeah, just like a Genoa that's a bit smaller than the one I've got today.
And that's the place where you're sleeping when you're on tour, or?
So I sleep in there when I'm in the marina because like when you're sailing, that one is moving quite a lot. I got the water tank, so I've just like redone all the installation with like yeah, I got like 150 liters.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just put like everything to have like a drinkable water, so you've got like a pre-filter.
Yeah.
And I found quite a nice little Italian pump called Marco, where you don't need the tank before, you know, for regulating the pressure.
Right.
So that seems to work pretty well. So as soon as we got water back in the marina, I'll try that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, hatch from here. So actually, you've got that nice little teak ladder there, and yeah, that's where you get out. And if you want to look at the, I mean, it's nothing special about the setup. Is like all the new water installation with like the filter pre-pumped, the new pump up there. So like that's the stuff I've been doing this this winter.
Yeah, that was the last.
Yeah, connecting all the water tanks and everything.
Ich mag das richtig gerne, dieses dunkle Holz, und trotzdem ist es irgendwie so hell durch die weißen Wände. Und dieser Kordstoff sieht so geil aus.
Ja, auf jeden Fall.
Einfach so wie so ein ganz helles Blau, so blau-grau. Sieht richtig schick aus.
So
macht sehr edel. Nee, echt.
You can actually lower the table there. You take one of those cushions here, and you've got a double bed. And actually, the back of that seat like lifts up, and that becomes like an extra bed on top, which means that you can sleep like 7 people in total in the boat. I mean, it's not like a high privacy and like a massive comfort,
but it's
like
possible. When it's necessary. So
that boat was designed like an offshore racing boat actually. So at, I mean, the time it came out, you really won all the competition and stuff like that. So it's I mean, for the time, it's like luxury, pretty basic comfort, but it's yeah. I mean, it's really meant to sail and to perform well.
Yes.
That's the whole point of that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the engine! Yes.
So yeah, the engine is down there basically. So it's like a three-cylinder V8. I think it's like 27 horsepower.
Der Motor erinnert uns sehr an Fiete. Da hatten wir auch einen Vetus, zwar ein bisschen kleineren mit weniger
16
PS, aber das Gelb, beziehungsweise dieses Gelb-Orange ist ja genau das gleiche.
Ja.
Also sieht es hier ähnlich. Und tatsächlich gibt es hier bisher kein Echolot und auch noch keinen elektrischen Windanzeiger. Und das will er in der nächsten Zeit auf jeden Fall nachrüsten. Aber ohne Echolot stelle ich mir schon ein bisschen gefährlich vor. Ja, aber funktioniert nicht mehr so richtig.
Ja, Fäden, gerade in Schweden ist es.
Ja, mit den Felsen und so.
Yeah, what are your next big projects?
So next big project is gonna be to install actually depth sounder on wind instruments and build up the NEMR 2000 network. Mm-hmm. What I'm gonna do first is give that boat a good cleanup, and I'm gonna take care of all the wood outside. So clean that up with like a snappy tick. I think it's a pretty good product.
So that this should look like this?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that looks good. Das hat er erst neu gemacht. Vorgestern durfte ich hier noch nicht draufsteigen. Ja, und das hat er jetzt alles neu gemacht. Also vorher sah das circa so aus und jetzt sieht es einfach so aus. Mega schön. Okay, so that are your big projects, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know very few things about the boat.
yeah, and about sailing. Where did you get this from, this knowledge?
Actually, I've did most of my sailing education with the RYA, so the Royal Yacht Association.
Okay.
And I think it's a very good way to learn. So I'm building up for my yacht master now. Mm-hmm. So I've done all the theoretical and practical there, and I think it's just about like sailing a lot. I mean, like as soon as I can, I just go out on the sea, and it's. I mean, once you leave the harbor anyway, like you don't have any help, so you need to be able to deal with everything on your own.
Yes.
I think you can only learn so much, but the best thing is just do as much sailing as you can and try all conditions, so not just shiny sunny weather, and like try to push the limit in like rough weather and stuff like that, and you know, build up the knowledge on the theory and try to balance both together.
And most of the time you go single-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have loved to get a crew, but it's like with the weather in Sweden, you know, you've got that 1 week where it's like sunny and there's hardly any wind. Everybody wants to come with me, but comes mid-November, I don't find anybody who wants to go out in that weather, and like especially if there's like storm coming and stuff like that. So usually it's like I end up going on my own, and that's how I started. But it's a bit tricky without autopilot on this one, but like I've managed so far, so that's good.
Wir liegen jetzt ja schon länger in Malmö und Benjamin ist einfach jedes Wochenende, glaube ich, rausgefahren, um zu segeln. Und wir waren immer so, oh nee, heute nicht.
Wir haben noch viel zu tun und so.
Er wollte uns nämlich immer mitnehmen und wir sind auch immer noch drauf und dran mit zu segeln. Aber trotzdem haben wir es immer aufgeschoben, weil es dann doch zu kalt war. Also Allwettersegler. Ja.
You're crazy because you're
going sailing every weekend.
Dankeschön.
Hey.
What is the thing you love the most on this boat?
Oh god, there's like where to start? Like I think I really love the shape of it, to be honest. For a start, so I'm a designer at heart, so like it just looks so pretty, and I love the feeling when I'm behind the wheel on the water. I think there's nothing like it really, and it's pretty amazing. I'll take you out one day, and you're gonna have to experience that yourself.
One day.
Like tomorrow? I mean, it's at least 3 degrees outside.
And what are your plans with this boat? So you said you want to make it ready for offshore, but you're also planning to like cross the Atlantic or go in the Med or something?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like
your dream, right?
Yeah, I mean, so like the idea, like to buy like this boat, like compared to the one I had before, was really to get a boat that can go offshore, that can cross the Atlantic. So that's the plan. I'm gonna have to postpone that a little bit because we've got a baby coming in a couple of months. So I think that's gonna take priority over over the water.
Okay.
But on the other side, I mean, that means like one more crew to go sailing. So that's the way I look at it. Like,
Das war's mit dem Video. Wir hoffen sehr, es hat euch gefallen. Wir fanden es super interessant, dieses Boot mal zeigen zu dürfen und kannten es natürlich auch schon vorher ein bisschen, aber haben trotzdem heute noch sehr viel dazu gelernt. Und wir sind sehr beeindruckt. Also ich würde gerne mal damit segeln. Ich glaube, die Performance ist super krass. Okay, auf Wiedersehen. Benjamin.
Auf Wiedersehen und schöne Wochenende. Ja, ich spreche ein bisschen. Schöne Wochenende.
Wochenende. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you guys can laugh at my accent now.
Okay, ciao.
Thanks. Tschüss.